So I'm back, you guys, and I'm on episode 7. Um, I, I don't know. It's starting to get boring to me because I feel like they starting to put a lot more fillers in, more stuff what's happening or what happened. So it comes to find out this episode is about um Hannah doing drugs with Clay's testimony. And he reveals that him and Hannah did spend the night together one time and they were doing drugs. They were doing mollies. Um uh yeah, they were doing Molly. Well, they did a Molly. I don't think it was a reoccurring thing, but they did do drugs together that one time. And the morning afterwards, when everybody came off of their high, they felt like really down. And Hannah had made the statement like, what is this all this for? There's no point. Like, I don't want to live or whatever. And they spent it and made it so you didn't do anything. You didn't tell anyone that you said that or whatever. So, what the heck is that? Oh, dang. I was cutting my toenails and one hit me in my nose and cut my nose. I'm gonna scrub that off today, but it's really irritating. So Clay kind of feels like he's the only one that's interested in what happened to Hannah or whatever. It's not that. It's just that what he doesn't understand is this affected people in different ways, and they're really just trying to cope with and live their life and move on or whatever. So the video that I told you guys about in episode 6, Tyler, of course, released it, and I forgot where he put it. And Marcus came because Marcus was the one with the stripper was winding up on him, and his dad being he's up for election for something, running for congressman, mayor. He running for some political office. And of course, if that gets out, it's going to be a really big deal for him because his family is looked upon as like this church going family, God loving, innocent kind of thing. So it would definitely look bad on his part. And when he went to Bryce about this and asked him, could he help him or whatever, get it off of the internet or however circle or find out who's doing it, Bryce is basically like, not my problem. Uh, yeah, you did me a favor, but it's only a favor if you ask for the favor. Which is why I keep saying Bryce is just the worst. So he was like, yeah, but you were there. And he was like, I'm not in the video, which he's right. He's not in the video. And I don't know why they keep like trying to protect Bryce when he's shown you what kind of person he is when you're raping people and then you lie about it when we all know you do raping people. So I would just think, when is it going to be my turn for you to do something to me? Which is why I'm not understanding like why Marcus is actually surprised by this. Like, you should have known what it was. You should see what kind of person Bryce is. If you're not rolling with him, or if you're not him, oh well, he'll feed you to the wolves. Yeah, he'll throw you to the wolves just like that. Anywho, so Jessica is still struggling with her story, and she meets the girls, the new friend. She meets her boyfriend, and she's actually in the mall trying on clothes, and she looks at herself in her underwear, and her to, it triggers flashbacks of her being raped by Bryce. So she runs out of the store, and her boyfriend, the girl's boyfriend, is like, "Okay, what's wrong or whatever." But he doesn't know that she was raped, and he doesn't know that his girlfriend was raped, which I feel like that's something you should tell someone. And the girl was like, well, Jessica asked the girl, so he doesn't know how we met. She was like, yeah, we go to school together. Okay. No, she doesn't know that. She said, so you didn't tell him? No, I didn't tell him because that's not who I am. Although I don't know, I feel like that's something you should tell somebody that you're with. Um, that goes with trusting and open up and being vulnerable to whoever you're with. Um, so that for me, it's kind of for Jessica, it felt like the scene was going so more of just be quiet about it. Like that's not who it doesn't define who you are, so there's no need for you to talk about it. That's kind of what it felt like. And basically, Jessica, for me, it looked like she was going back to being closed up about it and everything. Like she doesn't need to talk about it or whatever. Um, and she shouldn't be telling people, blase, however that goes. Like I said, I've never been raped or anything like that. So I wouldn't know how that feels, but I feel like that's not something that you should be ashamed of. And I do agree that it shouldn't define a person, but I feel like that's something that your significant other should know. It's a part about you. If you tell them your favorite color, your favorite food, how you grew up, that should be included in there. But then again, they're high schoolers, so they probably don't get that deep. Um, so Hannah's parents are getting divorced, and at the beginning of the episode, it actually seemed like maybe they was gonna rekindle or something, something. I think they kissed and they went to Hannah's grave together. Then they went out to lunch, and Hannah's mom thought like, "Oh, he want that old thing back." No, I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh at that, but she thought that he wanted her back. But he's simply like, no, what I would like to do is to move on with the divorce, speed it up so I can close this chapter of my life, close this door that I know can never be reopened. And I was like, you dumb old witch. Why would you think he wants you back? He got a whole nother family within months. So I don't even know why you would want him back. Yeah, you guys aren't even technically divorced, so he's still a married man with a whole nother family, playing stepdad to a child that's not his. Although I said the word stepdad, that includes that. But I wouldn't want him back. I wouldn't want him back, and I wouldn't want her back. Um, which I don't know if that was his motive for being involved with the case. Was it to get on her good side so she could sign the divorce papers and they could be done and over with for good? Also, I don't know what she's getting out of this. Is she gonna be getting a paycheck? Like, how is this gonna affect her if she wins? Are they gonna be breaking her off with some money? Are people gonna go to jail? What's gonna happen? They don't really specify that. Actually, she made one comment. She made a comment to him. When we win the case, I'll buy you out of the store. I'm done with her parents. Which brings me to my next thing. These kids on this show just can curse and say whatever they want, yell at their parents, say whatever they want to their parents, and their parents ain't phased at all, and they would still be like, "Oh, are you okay?" No, I'm sorry. Again, I guess I was raised different. That's just like you don't yell at your parents and you don't curse at your parents. And his parents are actually, well, Clay's parents are actually surprised that he's still not telling them stuff. They find out that Justin has been living in that house, and they're like, okay, that's fine. You could have still told us. Throughout this whole series, that boy has never told you anything. He always lies. He always keeps things from you, even when you ask. He put a damn lock on his door after you said no locked doors. So I'm sorry. I don't understand. I don't understand the parents on the show. I honestly don't. It's like their might not even have kids. Kids might not even claim that they got parents. I got somebody that I live with. Anywho, so Zach, again, I like Zach, but I'm starting to see a pattern in him. Like he too much concerned about what people gotta say and what people think, and he still don't. He still wanna. He been a coward to me. That's what he is. He's like a coward. Um, I have another problem with this show. So all of them were on her tapes, but for some reason, Clay feels like he's above everyone and what his part that he had to do because he's going along with he's blaming everyone for her death, which I don't agree with, but I'll get to that at the end of this series. He's going along with everyone that she mentioned is a part of the reason why she died. Well, the part of the reason they're to blame for her killing herself. A sound and coherent person, they're to blame for her killing herself. Um, he's all in notion with that, but to him, oh, what you guys did was worse. Um, but he comes out in court and says what he did was probably the worst. So make your mind up and stop picking and choosing like when you want to be above everybody. Um, I still feel like it's a creepy thing with Clay because he's like obsessed with literally with a dead girl. Literally. Okay, that was weird. Um, and this also, he keeps calling Sky and telling her everything that's going on. This girl is trying to get better, and you keep leaving her messages. If I was Sky, I would have to at least pick up the phone at least once to tell you, stop calling me, stop leaving me messages. I don't want to hear it. I obviously do not want to talk to you. I obviously cannot talk to you. I told you this. So leave me alone. At this point, you're being obsessive, just like you were about her. And then for you to tell me about her, I don't want to hear about her. I don't. This is just another reason that this is just confirming to me that we don't need to be together. You're still hung up on her and you're telling me more and more about her. I don't need to know what's going on. I don't. So, um, Clay, I just no. He gets two thumb downs from me. So back to Zach. It's Alex's birthday, so he has a little get together. He didn't invite Tyler, but his dad, they saw him in a store and he was like, oh, you didn't invite him. He was like, come to the party or whatever. So when he tries to come to the party, Zach and Jessica are like, get out of here, you perv or whatever. Again, this doesn't make sense to me. Actually, I could see both points. They're making him an outcast of the outcast of what they've all been through. He's still an outcast. They still can't connect with him. I guess maybe Alex is the only one who can, but because they spent time together while he was recovering. So that's why he didn't mind Alex being there. But everyone else feels like, oh, he's perverted. He was taking pictures of her outside of her, her house and stalking her. It's just like again, they want to put levels to each of the things that they did. No, you're worse. No, you're worse. Like that. Fact of the matter is, honestly, I would feel like I don't care that she made a tape about me. This is like I'll get to that at the end. At the end of the whole series. Anywho, so I think he's gonna kill Zach. Um, because Zach was mainly the one like he's gonna beat her, and I don't see how. Like I said, Zach is a coward. I don't see how he can even open his mouth when he's still lying to people. He still hangs out with Bryce, and when he's with Alex and Jessica, he's telling people he's with the boys. Like he can't tell his mom, "Oh, I'm with Alex and Jessica." Like, why can't you say that? Like, what is so hard about telling the truth? I don't understand. I truly don't. And if I was Alex, went off on him about that and was like, just leave. If I was Alex, I would feel the same way. Like, no, if you're ashamed to like be my friend, you can't say that you're my friend. we don't need to be friends. It's obviously the feelings that, well, I'm not gonna say the feelings. The relationship isn't it. The We might have a friendship, that a mutual friendship, but you treat it differently. Like I said, you gotta hide, and then when you with your friends, you don't want to be seen with. You don't even want to like acknowledge me when we're together. It's like, oh yeah, I'm with them because my mom is making me do this. No, I see why he's upset. And at his party, he has a little breakdown or whatever, which I'm getting tired of Alex, like for real. I really am. Like he's upset because of the condition that his body is in. Like he can't walk. He's crippled, his hands shake, and um his memory. So he, like I said, he got this whole thing and it's just not working for me. Like you did this to yourself. Like he has like a whole breakdown at the arcade or whatever, telling people this is how it's gonna be. Yes, you're right, and you did this to yourself. So he don't under, he's so focused on his condition that he doesn't realize that he has everyone around him loves him and they want to see him better and they all care about him. But he's so stuck on his condition that he is and the state that he is in now that he doesn't really like acknowledge that. And Jessica kind of got on him and was like, "So you want to have your breakdown or whatever, but you were gonna leave me. You know what I've been through. We were friends or whatever, and you were the only person. You were the last person that I had, and you were just gonna leave me, by myself with nobody." Which that is kind of messed up. It is. Um. Another thing I'm not feeling is this Clay with this Hannah ghost. Like, why you arguing with a ghost? Who does that? Like, she literally goes back and forth about Hannah saying this, saying that. No, I'm not gonna argue with a ghost. I'm gonna do what I want. I'm gonna think what I want to think. You a ghost, so you just made up in my mind. So it is what it is. Um, Also, he reads so somebody has been blogging. Of course, everybody's blogging and talking about it, but there's a constant blog that everyone follows about what's being said about who and what happened in the trial or whatever. So he's reading the comments and he's reading everything that's saying about her. Um, and he's upset. So he feels like Hannah's story is still not being told right. So he releases the tapes on the blog. That's the end of episode 7. So we're gonna see how that goes. Hannah argued with him like, "No, don't do it," and this it was going out for revenge. And at this point, she wasn't going out for revenge when she wanted the tapes, when she released the tapes out or whatever. My thing is, what was your point? Well, she said her point was in hopes that someone else wouldn't have to go through this. I feel like it was another way she could have did this, but again, I'll get to that at the end. Um, I'm starting to question what is Clay's intention. What are you so set on? Like you want everybody to see her as this innocent, pure person that was just being bullied and taken advantage of by everyone. It's not even, I don't even think it's justice. I really think is that he's obsessed with her and he just doesn't want people to see her not in the light that he sees them. Because, like I said, he thinks everybody is lying and like, no, I'm gonna move on to the eighth episode. I don't even make this long.